Farm Art Detour uses the vision of artists to explore the timeless connection between land and people. Part of Fermentation Fest, a live culture convergence, this annual 10-day event celebrates live culture in all its forms, from dance to yogurt, from poetry to sauerkraut. The 50-mile self-guided drive through scenic working lands of Sauk County, Wisconsin is punctuated with temporary art installations, pasture performances, roadside culture stands, field notes, and more. For thousands of years, farmers from around the world interwove dance, music, and art through rituals of planting and the harvest in celebration of the land and those who care for it. The detour tangibly reunites art and farming, reminding us that culture surrounds our food and food imbues our culture. This hybrid project has the potential to reach tens of thousands of people, to expand the audience for the arts in rural areas, and to reinforce the vital connections between urban and rural, people and land, culture and agriculture. 27 landowners, mostly farmers, participated either through donating the use of their land or by creating their own contributions to the detour. Food Chain, an offshoot project, builds on the momentum to create a vibrant marketplace of food, art, and ideas at existing events across the region and throughout the year. It both springs from and rejoins Fermentation Fest in a kind of feedback loop that inspires and expands creative and economic activity. Fermentation is transformation. From grain to beer, from milk to cheese, from cabbage to kimchi, this ancient process adds not only shelf life, but strong flavors, dense nutrients, and in some cases, altered states of consciousness. It's also a rich metaphor for community transformation. We begin with abundance, and through a range of talents, new technology, and ancient wisdom, make it last. Our work dovetails with the county's strategic goals in the areas of sustainability, arts, and culture. Sauk is the only rural county in Wisconsin with grant funding for the arts. The grant program is administered through the Extension Office, Housing, Agriculture, and Community Development. As part of the larger 8-county capital region, we embody a key set of assets that serves to both brand and grow the region as a whole. A strong conservation legacy, a long history of visionary self-taught artists, abundant natural resources, a robust cycling industry, an energized local food movement, and an authentic, viable, and diverse agricultural economy. The detour brings all these assets together. It involves the arts in thoughtful ways that engage the imagination and deepen our sense of place. We will continue to work with USDA to explore community infrastructure programs that can be strategically harnessed to support innovative rural development strategies such as these and fulfill their great potential for building thriving rural places. Challenges, you ask? Of course, there are challenges. Skepticism, resistance to change, suspicion, power struggles, and a widespread lack of imagination. Add to that limited and tenuous funding and a stressed staff. Emphasis on industrial park development and unhelpful zoning has challenged downtown viability, and restaurants and shops have a difficult time. That said, there is a wealth of undervalued assets and plenty of clever, invested people. Early adopters, such as local dairy farmers Larry and Bridget Month, painted a 300-foot monarch caterpillar on silage bags for the first detour. This proved to be an effective marketing strategy for the sales of their grass-fed beef. This important early relationship allowed others to be developed easily, as word spread that Larry, Bridget, and others were on board. And after the pilot detour, even with a certain amount of bafflement at artists' choices, there's been a surprising spirit of generosity and excitement, and when polled, 100% of those landowners were interested in doing it again. The local food movement is the fastest growing sector of the food economy. The rapid growth of farmers markets, CSAs, and artisanal foods creates new opportunities for farmers, chefs, and entrepreneurs. Roadside culture stands are artist-built mobile farm stands that multiply the possibilities. Just as learning often takes place best outside the classroom, art appreciation can best be cultivated when people are authentically engaged by the unique efforts of a fertile imagination and a realized vision. Common sites around the world, sidewalk markets are everywhere, reflecting the region's culture while bringing vitality to the streets. In American small towns, they're rare, and yet these markets address a timely need as provider of fresh produce and a chance to rekindle cultural expression around food. These homegrown entrepreneur mobiles are nimble and multi-purpose. They draw attention, spark new creative responses, and enliven their surroundings. They help farmers become more profitable by bringing new customers through the involvement of artists. The Detour has brought our work onto a national stage, an odd place to be considering its place-based nature. But from this platform, we connect and collaborate across a rural-urban continuum. The center of our culture shed is a 40-acre former dairy farm. Its outer borders the entire upper Midwest. Just as our watersheds and food sheds help us to see and value our interdependencies, culturally, this project allows us to do the same. To us, creative placemaking is an active process that illuminates existing assets, re-enchants the familiar, and augments what is with what can be. With an arts emphasis, diverse partners engage in seriously playful rediscovery of a place too important to leave alone.